What it do, what it does, what it be like. It's your boy Black Girl, aka Dr. H.A.A.S, and this is the Doctor's Orders podcast. Usually I would apologize, but there's no need to apologize because you already know how I be coming when it comes to the podcast game. I'm a man of many hats, and unfortunately, consistency hasn't been one of them lately. But life be life, and I'm sure y'all understand. We've seen everything from family trauma to a blizzard to my air conditioner running nonstop for the past 3 days, and it's all been in the same 10-day span. So y'all get it, y'all understand what it is. Once again, y'all know how this is an all-around podcast. Y'all can get anybody from a carpenter to the bricklayer to the entrepreneur to the rapper to the singer to the anything you could think of. They've came on this podcast and had something to say. And by the way, if there's anybody that you guys want to see on Doctor's Orders, you already know how to hit me up. Hit me up on the gram or the Facebook page. Black girl underscore H.A.A.S. It's all the same. Today, of course, y'all know my long-standing friendship with Mr. Jonathan Belton over there at VisionSport Management. We had a long-standing partnership as well on the business level. And he has a very special fighter, special young man. I just chopped it up with him a few seconds ago before the podcast. Y'all in for a good one because we always get fighters. We always get fighters that say they're going to do this or they have a story behind them. But this guy's an actual champion. He is already an MMA lightweight champion straight out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. How do you pronounce your last name, my brother?
Commissiong, Commissiong.
Commission. I knew it was something kind of Frenchy. So, Mr. Nicko Commissiong,
I appreciate
welcome, my
that because
brother. How are you?
oh, I'm good, man. I'm good, and I appreciate you thinking that my last name is French, which it kind of is, because most people think it's Asian when they ask me. I'm like, I'm
Right.
not Asian.
Yeah, I had to set the record straight. So, man, it's good to have you on, man. It really is. Like I was just kind of in the introduction. I always get fighters and never get a champion. So, first and foremost, congratulations, my brother. My utmost salute.
Appreciate that.
I
Thank
love
you.
to
Thank you.
see I love to see my people from Southwest Louisiana of all places. I know that you have a origin story that starts before you got here, but this has been your second home. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the floor, man. Tell them how you got started, where you from, and how you got to this point of becoming a championship MMA fighter.
Yes, sir. And I just want to say again, thank you for having me on. But yeah, so I'm originally from Texas. Pretty much I could say I grew up all over Texas. I was born in like Grand Prairie. The longest I ever grew up in Texas was in El Paso, actually.
Oh, so you did the whole state, yeah. For those y'all don't know, that's east to west, literally. Grand Prairie, that's right outside of the Houston area, isn't it?
El Paso, no, El Paso is like going
No,
towards
Grand Prairie. El Paso
oh,
is at the
Grand
tip.
Prairie. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I'm
know
sorry.
exactly where El Paso at, but Grand Prairie right outside of it. Is it in the Houston metropolitan area, kind of?
No, Grand Prairie is like Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was one of them spaces. Yeah, but that's still, if
Oh
y'all
no,
don't understand, that's literally the whole state of Texas. So when that man say he covered the whole state, definitely did. Definitely did.
yeah. So grew up in Texas my whole life. Mom, brothers, and I we moved to El Paso for a little bit. Just was we were just traveling. Lived different places. And El Paso was the longest place that I remember growing up at. So I kind of considered it like not my hometown, but childhood home. As a kid, that's where I kind of remember having my most experiences growing up.
Absolutely. I know that feeling, man. I spent many years in Houston, and that's gonna always be my second home. But the 337 area is pretty much home base, man. Came up out this way, went to school in Bazille, jumped off the porch in Bazille, graduated a couple miles across the bridge in Elton, currently reside in Eunice. So yeah, very well traveled. I love the fact that you can carry over and be with us on this Southwest Louisiana. Shout out to the 337. What brought you to Lake Charles, my bro?
So I have family out here. I have some roots that say that connects back to Louisiana. It's a funny story. Um, just we were traveling so much, and my mom, I guess she just decided to just settle down out here and stuff. And I've actually been out here a few times as a kid.
Right.
Back and forth. I would come visit some of my family members out here, but ever since the storm happened, almost going on 5 years now, uh, they all kind of like migrated and moved off now. Like most moved like west, they all moved to Colorado, Wyoming, etc.
Yeah, all about.
Yes,
That's very
sir.
cool though that you have those type of roots, man. I know I got people across all 50 states myself, but as I've gotten older, the way I looked at it is I need to make a better effort to go visit them folks because I'm kind of tired of seeing what's going on in Louisiana. But that's another topic for another day. I will
Yes,
stay on the subject of you being a champion. Congratulations once again. Like I
I
said, I'm always
appreciate it.
so proud to see somebody that can climb to the top of their craft with much more to go, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm gonna let you elaborate. How does it feel to be a champion?
Um, it feels actually it's starting to settle in. Let's say that. Like I'm starting to have more like my confidence is up there. Um, I'd say that I'm starting to kind of find more of a leadership role within like I guess trying to help the next generation that's gonna come after me. And I'm starting to like I think it's helping me have more of a discipline within how I train, how I approach things, how I interact with people, and it's such and such. I think it's more like, excuse me, it's helping me mature more in a way.
Yeah.
I've been doing it my whole life. I've been fighting almost my whole life, almost 10 years. I'm starting to understand more of the, I guess you could say, marketing side of it now.
Mhm.
Just I think when I was younger, I was just always fighting, fighting, fighting. But as I was under, I'd always peep the business side of the game of MMA, so I could kind of understand how to talk for myself, and like I just said earlier, just how to approach people, say the right things, and make sure that I make the right decisions going forward in my career.
Yeah. That's a good answer, man. And I need everybody to learn from that because he approached it the right way. You heard how he said the growth came with the becoming a champion. Like he didn't get big headed. It wasn't a point where you had to be conceited. You only had to be confident, and that gave you more confidence to be able to show the people under you that don't have as much under their belt how to get to that level, man, and how to push through. And a lot of folks don't get there. So I salute you just for that, because most folks don't really. I ain't gonna say most. I'm really just I'm putting everybody in one big conglomerate. There's a lot of folks out there that when they reach any type of success, whether big or small, they don't tend to reach back as often and have that mentality that, okay, I need to use my wisdom and experience not only for my personal gain, but for the gain of the craft in general, to make sure that that can continue going. So that's a dope aspect. That's a good way to look at it. Um, how hard was it though? Like, how disciplined did you have to be just to get to that point? Because I mean, you don't become a champion overnight, you know.
So I just trained a lot, and to be honest with you, I was kind of just like, you know what? Let me give this. I remember I told my coach, Josh Quahagan, by the way, former karate combat world champion. Look him up. You guys do your research. uh,
Absolutely.
he, I told him that I just wanted to train for like a year because I sucked. I ain't gonna lie. I sucked at other than like maybe Tekken 8, and we'll get into that in another subject. But
Yeah.
other than gaming, like any other sports I tried, I kind of just sucked at. So and stuff like that. So I was just like, you know what? I told him I'm gonna do this for a year, see how long I can endure it, see what I have to go through the process. Because I feel like most guys that like come in, unless they're just there's guys like that, they're just really
They
good.
talented. Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to kind of like, they can skyrocket more than people, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's God's giving them that gift, and that's up to them to
Sure.
see that and use it. But no, it was really hard. I went through my experiences. Not name names, not complaining because I this is the path that I chose. But
Right.
you know, I went through some rough sparrings. The trainings were hard. I Once I started learning what cutting weight was, I was like, there was times I was
Damn.
questioning like, do I want to do this crap still? The days I got knocked on my butt, I was like, do I still want to do this? You know, but for some reason, those experiences was like pushing me like, no, if you give up on this, and not saying that you can't be good at anything else in life as long as you put your mind to it. But I was just like, if I give up on this, I don't know, there's nothing else, and that was my mindset, thinking like this is all I got. And I don't want fighters to think that you can do multiple. impactful things in life. It's just, something like this, MMA, it's a big dedication. Anything you do is a big dedication,
It's
but I
big
feel like
dedication.
for a sport like this, you got to be all in.
Word. Nah, you said it all. Whenever you was on some, the way that you took it as it's this or nothing else, I completely feel that. The self awareness you gotta have. You know what I mean? To be like, I know I can do anything, but like this has been the only thing. This is what lights my fire. This is what makes me want to wake up every day. It's like to have that self awareness, man. I think that's where the heart of a champion comes from. Really, it's always those types that say, hey, look, this is what I do. You can do that. You good at baking, go bake over there. You good at, what I'm saying, skateboarding, go do that over here. But this is my stuff. And I like that. I respect that 100%. And that is why you've reached the point that you're at and you got the sky's the limit with this. So with let me add to that. I don't think y'all out there understand how long you've been doing this for 10 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
10 years. Now, when did you win the championship?
November 23rd, just briefly last
That
year.
just passed. So of 2024. So man, get it, bro. This man, this man put in work for a decade strong just to come out on this side of the tunnel to reach that particular goal, which I'm sure you have more goals ahead within the sport and outside of the sport. So it's like, with that being said, what keeps you driven after 10 years? You've been doing it this long. What keeps you wanting to keep doing it every day? Sort of just adding on to what you already said, because you basically answered that already. But just if you want to add any other points to that, yeah, man, the floor is yours, dude.
So what keeps me driven is honestly just to kind of like cut to the chase. Uh, Before I get into like a long story of it, just kind of the doubts within myself I had at times, some of the losses that I took along the way, because I'm gonna get into my record and give a little bit of my up and downs with the sport in a moment here.
Yeah,
And just like I said, I don't name names. I'm not being petty when I say this because everything that I'm telling you is what's been driving me. Just basically like hearing it from people, sometimes even closest to you, even from your former opponents and etc. I've been told like many times, like you should just give this up. You should give
yeah,
up when it's not working in their eyes. But I always never let anything like that bother me because right
get in
now,
your
as I'm
head.
saying, there's guys and even these young men and women in my position right now that just love the fight. They love fighting. They're maybe quiet like me. They're maybe, because in this realm, marketing is a big thing. I will admit marketing is a big deal in today's society of social media. It is. And I'm starting to understand that and use it. Do I like it personally? No, because I'm a private guy, but you have to do it. And honestly, I want to help those people, though not people, but those fighters, young men and women in the future when my career is done, to guide them and show them like, okay, look, be yourself, but you got to do this, such and such. You can be yourself. There's ways of going about it. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
take my experiences to someday help them because, I'm a private guy. That's why I'm saying all this. I'm private. I like to train in my own domain. I like to play my video games. I like to keep my family like matters private and stuff like that. And, the up and downs that I took, it was a lot. And especially for somebody like who, like me, like I love to fight. Like I like to get in there and fight, even if I've taken my ass whoopings on the other end, just to try to
word,
put that out.
word.
Yeah. So, um, I'm 5-5 right now. Just to throw that out there, that's my pro record. My amateur record was 7-4, but I'm 5-5. I've been up and down. Right now, this is the first time in my pro career that I've got some momentum kind of building right now. I'm on a
There
two
you go.
fight win streak. I just became a lightweight champion. For a very great organization in American Combat Alliance, the Bishop family. I wanted to say thank you to her and her husband. They're very good people. Uh, and Yeah, like I've had a long journey. Like I remember I went 4-0 as an amateur. I had the opportunity to go fight in Florida to, face another level of competition.
Competition
I Yeah, fought a good wrestler, lost by decision. I popped him a few good times, but he was relentless. He just kept taking me down. Got it
in the
in
back. Yeah,
heated. That's the reason why I disciplined myself to get back into my ground and grappling game. Came back home came back home, Louisiana, Lake Charles. Went on a 2 fight tear. Lost my lost a few lost a few title chances that I earned. I'll say I earned. I've lost a few
Yes.
title chances a lot in my amateur career. Uh, and then let's see. And I went pro after what 2019 because I've been fighting
That's
for
recent.
yeah I've been fighting for 10 years, but I actually had my first fight back in May of 2015, and I fought the day after my 21st birthday. So
Wow. So that
yeah.
was a
So I
nice gap between fights then.
yeah, that was a good birthday present that day. So I've been fighting since I've literally turned 21. But yeah, to stay back on track though, yeah, I've been up and down. I've fought like stiff competition, and what I mean by stiff is like tough guys. And those guys that I've lost to, not saying that the guys I've beaten either weren't worth like weren't worthy opponents. It's just those losses have kind of what's been building me because
Yeah.
what I see is wrong in today. Well, just this minor thing. I won't say what's wrong. There's nothing wrong with this little minor thing that I see with the generation of fighters. These some of these guys. Don't get me wrong. Some of these guys have the social media presence. They have the push. It's
Mhm.
just yeah, but when you get in there, you got to live up to like what you're literally talking about. Like you saying
And you
that you're
can't
gonna
fight
do.
with followers. You fight
Yeah,
with your fist. Yeah, I
yeah,
get
you
it.
got people came to, like, put on a show, and that's what I feel like I can do. I'm just not the talking. That's what people wanna hear. They wanna hear you, don't get me wrong, I'm like, if you if I don't like a certain person, I might and you kinda get under my skin, I might say something, but I don't wanna do all that because that's a sign of weakness, just because I gotta get emotional to hype people up. I feel like there's a way to approach people to like you. It's just I ain't gonna lie, it's Conor McGregor's fault why all this is happening. This generation is like this. I got it.
Everybody gotta be
That's
flashy. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
The quietest
Giving
one
them
in the room is the killer. They should know that by now, but nah, they needed to it all kinda like you said, revolved around social media, man. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm giving his props, but it's also his fault. Just saying.
Yeah.
Even though there's people before him, but we'll get into that another time. But yeah, no, so I've just fought I've always taken I've always wanted to fight the best guys,
Top
like
competition. Yeah.
yeah, when I guess when as I started doing this more and I realized like I want to get good at this and I'm a nerd. I study a lot of
Me
opponents,
too.
even guys that I might potentially fight in the future and stuff like that. That's not my
You
way of
do your
like,
homework on them. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not looking past anybody. I'm studying you. Like, I'm the champion now. People are probably telling me like, oh, those guys are coming after me. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, you can't hunt the hunter.
Right. I'm coming after you first, so it
Yeah,
ain't no way that you coming after me. You might be
y'all want
coming
what
after what I hope. You coming after the title. You can't come after the fighter.
yeah, I'm on some Bruce Wayne Batman type stuff, always gotta
Word.
beat everybody with prep time.
I like
Yeah,
that. That chess not checkers, fellas. Y'all gotta get that.
yeah, and just so to get back on point, I feel like a lot of guys, even like, maybe younger than me, around my age, have a good social media right now, a better social media presence than mine. They can probably sell fights. It's just I feel like where they fail at is when they don't prep as hard. They look past their opponents like kind of bad. Like
Yeah.
if like not saying that, you know, some guys didn't prepare well enough, just I guess I've come across some guys or even I've trained with that might have been like they kinda just were a little too smelling themselves and then they got a taste of
Yeah.
reality and they realized that, "Oh, dang, I'm a I'm a guppy in a Shark Tank basically, and I
In the
gotta get
Shark
on that
Tank.
level. I gotta grow." Yeah, I'm in a Shark Tank. And I think what's kinda, like, separated me from other guys who've kinda had that little bit more known that presence with, just reaching out with their social media presence is because they would talk, there's nothing wrong with that. They just would talk, but they would talk. What I mean is what separates me I'm sorry. What separates me is that because I've always studied competition, I always knew that there was guys a lot more stronger, better than me, and that I have to train my ass off so that I can beat them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys want to talk about like what I'm saying is don't call out somebody and then you back out and keep fighting, not trying to put any fighter down, like a lesser
Yeah.
opponent. I don't
Lesser
like to put
opponent.
I don't like to call guys trash cans despite their record. I hate that word. Just a lesser
Right.
opponent who's working on, you know what I mean? Like working on
Yeah,
themselves,
work
basically.
on the come up. Yeah, trying to build.
Yeah, you're just beating these easy wins, and then you finally come across a dog, and he dog walks you, and
Right
then you get a
quick.
reality check. And I've had those. Don't get me wrong, but I always knew that I was getting into a fight, not counting myself out. I was just trying to go in there like no matter my mindset then is like I don't want to lose. I didn't come here to lose, but everybody thinks that this dude's gonna kick my ass. So all right, even if that's the case, I'm about to make him work.
Gonna
That's always
make it
been
a
my
fight.
mindset. Yeah, all right. I'm like, if you people think you're gonna dog walk me, then that's what motivates me. People think that you're gonna just dog walk me. All right, grab the leash. Let's see if you can put it on.
And then can't hang on. You got to make them meet you at the top, and everybody want to kind of. It's crowded at the bottom, and like he was just saying about the lesser opponent, a lot of people will do that in real life all the time. They're gonna pick up, they're gonna pick their prey instead of pick their poison, and it never works. And like you were just speaking on the ones that smelling themselves, when I was speaking on arrogance earlier, there's so many people that are arrogant, man, and they just don't get it. Like you have to be confident to be successful, and that's a big deal. But that doesn't mean be loud. I get the same type of energy, man. I'm the most introverted. I'm the most extroverted introvert that you might ever meet. Like I will literally be out here on this
Word.
microphone doing this and that, and then I will just lock myself in this room for 7 days if I could, without any type of human interaction. Because I'm that type of. I will sit here on the solo and just work it out, and I will get counted out because of it. There's other people that do the same crafts that I do, whether it's the music, whether it's this media thing with the podcast, all of that, man. Because it's not because I don't speak on it a lot or I don't toot my own horn. It goes under the radar. So I'm kind of learning while I'm talking to you, man. We got to learn to toot our own horn a little bit when it comes to the struggle that we had to go through to do certain things. You especially more than me, because I'm just in there just doing what I love, but you actually are in on a professional level. The definition to win some and lose some. You know, you went in there, you beat who you had to beat, and you lost to who you needed to lose to get better, to beat the next person that you faced. You never went down to a lesser opponent. You never went under your level. You always went above your level. And I respect that. I love that. I love to see that, man. What's the goals moving forward with it?
Well, since Bellator is now RIP, no, I'm just playing. I
Right.
used to be stubborn. I used to be stubborn. Um, I'll say this: any opportunity, but the UFC, I'm starting to believe it and visualize it more in
You
my
can see
own.
it. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
the UFC is where I want to be at. That's basically if you want to be a if you want to make your name and if you really want to go in all in if you want to make a career out of this, basically those that three-letter acronym is where you want to go.
You want to go. Yeah. That's the highest plateau when it comes to that particular craft. I get it.
Now, don't get me wrong, I do have some personal goals with it that I would like to achieve maybe if after, but before the UFC, because I feel like if that's where I've been seeing a lot of these guys like who are just now getting there, like the Michael Venom pages, the Rain the Ritter. He's a Dutch guy that fights in one FC. Like I said, big nerd, even though I'm a fighter myself.
Word. Hey man, you
Um,
gotta study your craft. I know it.
but uh I would like to fight for Risen and like fight in Japan, just a few times. And the reason why is not everybody's probably gonna think, oh, you're into that anime shit. Yeah, I like anime. I'm a weeb in a way. I like video games. No, I want to go out there because one, marketing your deal, and they're really big on they love foreign
Yeah.
talent in their country.
Yes.
And I don't know if I said two or three yet, but the next step is also I like their crowd. They're very respectful. Like, don't get me
Mm.
wrong. America is the where you gotta build. It's, especially me being American myself. I don't want nobody coming at me about
Right.
for politics and
Especially
stuff. But
nowadays, I feel you.
yeah, yeah, yes, sir. But I was just like, I want to build. I like their crowd. They're respectful. They're quiet. They only get really rowdy when, you know, like some stuff is popping off. The fight is going, like, maybe the guys are slugging it. Just they're seeing some
Yeah,
stuff, like a fight they've never thought, like, it didn't go this way. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Versus, and don't get me wrong, I love my American people. It's just you get a few in you and you start saying some unnecessary stuff sometimes.
yeah,
We can
that's the
all be a little
American way.
crazy.
Get drunk and get sassy at these shows. They feel like they can take their shirt off and come fight with you. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had a few Kevin Holland moments myself. I've talked to the crowd while I was in a bad position in some of my fights.
Straight up. I get
Yeah,
it. Got to
yeah.
show off, man. The boys don't know how to control and contain themselves, and then that's what you got to do. But man, that's a very reasonable goal, man. I see that in you, bro. I feel like you can go far. You're very well spoken. You sound very disciplined, and you really got the right attitude about it. It's not about what can the game do for you. It's like what kind of stain can you leave on the game. So I love that for real. But man, look, we done chopped it up all about MMA. Who's Nicko? What's things like outside the cage for you? What do you enjoy? What you place your value in?
Uh, well, I'm a dad of two little girls. My babies, Suasha, my firstborn, and Sorka, my second. I'm a gamer. Uh, I work a regular job. I ain't gonna be ashamed to say it, because we all gotta stay on. We on our feet. We just working hard to stand on them. But I work at
Stand on
Subway.
them.
Yeah, I work at Subway. I work a little easy
Hell yeah.
job and stuff like that. Uh, I have I'm a gamer. Like I said, I'm working on building my gaming hobbies, and it's a passion project, but I'm building on that. My YouTube channel, building my social media market. Kind of that's the crowd I'm reaching, is the gamers, guy, because a lot of people, when they see me, they get shocked when they find out that I do MMA, because I
You
guess when I
fighting.
approach them, like I said, I give off a whole nerdy presence. Like
Yeah.
right
Me
now,
me too, bro. I know
right
it's
now
real.
with
Like
this,
they do not know I'm rapping. There's people right now that's gonna watch this podcast that have no idea. I dropped a video last night with my homeboy Sunny 7. Shout out Sunny. But yeah, man, I give nerd persona. I'm the neighborhood mailman, and then that lighter switch, and then I'm just 0 2.0 after that. But yeah,
sir.
man, go ahead, continue to describe it, man. I done cut
Oh
him off.
no, oh no, you good. No, I'm just me. I just be myself. Because when you go home, you gotta always be yourself. That's why I try to be
Real shit.
authentic and as original as me as possible. That's why I said, like, I don't talk as much. I don't talk as much, just hyping myself out there and got my head up my butt, stuff like that.
Right.
I just like to spend time with my kids. And after I spend time with my girls, then when I got some time for me, I just when I have the time, I just play video games. I'm just a gamer.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big fighting game fanatic. I always realized that, even when I had to think back to my earlier childhood. Um, I'm a big nerd. I love fighting games. That's another uh let's say that's another passion that I want to get into. And I want to also kind of let kids know these days, like, they can choose, like, they can turn their passion and what other people are telling them to stop doing into you can turn your passion projects into a reality.
To a real reality.
You just gotta sometimes it takes help. Don't get me wrong. Take help from wherever it comes, but it also takes you, as I'm talking about me as the person, to keep pushing, because as much as we can have a positive day, there's so many negatives that will come at you every day. You got, like, don't get me wrong, like, before I had this podcast with you, I had some negative stuff come at me. And I was like, no, be mature, be a man.
Be
and do
recognized.
this. You gotta, and stuff like that. This is opportunity, and like I said, this you're giving me opportunity to talk to you on your platform and build with you, and like I said, I appreciate it as well, and thank you to John for giving me this
Absolutely.
opportunity as well. Um, from Visual Sports Management, shout out to the Visual Sports. But to stay on topic, man, yeah, just who I am. I'm just me. I'm just Nico. I'm Nico, Nicholas, Nick. Some people call me Swami. My coach calls me Tsunami. I got all kinds of nicknames. If you
All
know me,
kind of
you know.
nicknames.
Yeah, if
Hell
you know
yeah.
me, you know me. I'm a nerd. I like anime. I play video games. I don't just play any video games. I'm playing video games that are like literally fighting games at that. Like there's got top level players are getting paid for.
Yeah.
And
It's
don't
an
get me
avenue,
wrong,
man. It's a whole nother
it
avenue.
yeah, and I'm gonna have to I don't wanna say this. I'm not gonna I don't wanna say this yet, but Imma just say it even though I plan to go back to school myself. Anybody out there, I'm just saying this, anybody who has like a goal, don't ever let anybody stop you from doing what you're doing. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna have its hardships. You're gonna go through a lot of sacrifices. You're gonna have people even closest to you in your own, like, not trying to get all personal dark, just, kind of
Nah,
say some negative things to you, and you just gotta fight through it. You just have to fight through it.
bro.
It's not easy. Like, I don't want to sit up here, and make it sound like I have it all easy and stuff. Like I said, I'm still a regular hardworking class citizen, and what fighter isn't man or woman who's pursuing this goal, A lot
Yeah.
of people, what helps me stay on edge is that with this is like I'm thankful that I'm older now. I'm 30, kind of like what Izzy said when he got a little bit older, because he was already getting well known in other countries at a young age. And what I can kind of look at that is like, you know what? I'm thankful that I'm 30 and I'm more mature on how to handle all the, I guess just be real, say the attention that'll come my way with it. You
Yeah.
know, use the attention that I'm getting to be in a more positive aspect for the next generation. Because like I said, there's somebody probably not, I'm saying like me or I'm like them, but we got probably the same personality, following this same, journey, probably just nerdy or smart like me. And, they're just quiet, extroverted,
Quiet.
introverted. They just they want to go about their way, and people might see them or getting on them, but like, how come you're not doing this? You're not doing that. Like, what are you doing?
Boy, you just took the words out of my mouth. I use that all the time. Not what are you doing? I'll be like, if anybody, they'll always say, oh man, you almost 40. You don't need to be rapping or podcast. Everybody got a podcast. I'm like, all right, we'll see. You don't want me to do it, then you do it for me then. You do it so I can watch you do it, and then
So you
we'll see what
understand
happens after that. You know, and
that? So
and the
you
same
understand.
here. They'll sit here and say, "Oh, well, yeah, he quiet, kept, he a nerd. Yeah, but he'll beat your ass." And you can definitely do that because you're an MMA fighter. So they definitely got to be careful with you because they'll get the complete wrong idea. You're very well spoken. You seem like a very kind person. You're not out here being very vindictive and trying to mess nobody over,
I can be a
but you can
little
beat
hood, but
somebody's ass out here.
just
So
I can be a little
they have to
hood, but
remember
just
that.
don't bring it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can be a
That's
little hood, just don't bring it
absolutely.
out of
That's
me.
it. That's all we ask, bro. Don't. I tell them all the time when I'm a mailman with my little shirt. This is just a shirt. I'll take this shirt off. I'm still the man. But for now, no, sir, I don't have your W-2. I'm not too sure about your Amazon package. You may need to contact the warehouse. And don't call me not my name because then I'll just the shirt comes off. And we back to regular
Yeah.
old, we'll go from Black Earl Haas right back to Earl Nelson the mailman as soon as I'm finished. But
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
man, that's so refreshing to hear you say stuff like that people always go send a negativity because I fight it too. A lot of us do. I want you to know you are not alone. Don't there's many more people that are exactly like you are than you think because I feel like I'm one of them. I get a lot of flack from people, man, and I love to see the success that you're bringing. And I appreciate everything that John Boy and them are able to do for you over there at VisionSport. Yeah, man. I don't want to forget about that. Elaborate on how that partnership has been, man. How are things with them so far?
I'm really enjoying it. John, he's really got he's a good dude first and foremost. John, it was the first time I think I actually met him at one of my fights. Actually, it was the first time. I didn't know who he was at then. And the crazy thing is how he kept in. Well, I know he kept his eye on me through fighting, but how he kept in touch was my homeboy, one of my homeboys, my best friend is Braylon. I'll just say his name. Yeah, my homeboy Braylon.
Word. Shout out to
John was
Braylon.
always reaching out through him and to get to me. And I think it's because, like I said, it's my personality. Not saying like John was like, scared to reach out or nothing. I think he could just tell, like, I think he's just good at like reading people's like, energy and their, what kind of person they might be.
Absolute.
So I think he kind of just
Absolute.
saw like, let me just reach out to his homeboy, and he made me reach out to him, and that it worked out. So I'm just really thankful that he kept his eye out and kept in touch, and I'm just thankful that to myself that as I got older, I matured to like, okay, you know what, let's start building on this. I
Yeah.
always knew that I love fighting. I always wanted to go far with it. I just didn't have the avenues or know where to go until this happened. So I'm really thankful for it and doing all this. It's like, honestly, like I said, I was telling kids stay in school. I've been really thinking like, you know what? I'm planning to go back to school, and I'm not just saying this. It's been a thought in my head, but I like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my business degree. I
Hey
want to
man,
go get
it's
a
something
business
to
degree.
do. I'm so torn on it because of the fact that when I was coming out of high school, my only goal was get a degree to get a degree. And I come up in what we call the recession. Thanks, shout out to
Yeah.
to young Jeezy. Uh College didn't work out. Couldn't afford it. Grades were fine. Didn't get the grants I was supposed to get. I fell off. Here I am staring down the barrel of 40. I'm 38. And I'm like, you don't really need it in this day and age, but no, you can always use knowledge. It ain't even about the piece of paper, man. You just want to have enough game to do what you naturally want to do. And it's like you got any type of, like you said, man, you're an MMA fighter and you're blessed with the skills to know the gaming community like that. And that's what's also hot if you want to ever introduce that YouTube channel to a higher extent. You know what I mean? It's like it's always you got to know how to run business with everything. You got to be business minded in fighting. You got to be business. You got to running your house is a business. I don't think of people. That's why people houses ain't right because they don't know how to operate a business. You got to run your house just like you run a business. Everybody got a job and everybody got to take care of that. And if not, whoever's the head of the household, head of the business, usually takes the blame for it, and that person will be replaced. So yeah, man. Yeah, I would encourage you do it, and I'm telling you that to kind of talk myself into it. I've been trying to hype myself into it. Like if I want to do anything moving forward with journalism or anything, like even in the music business, you got to get some type of training under your belt to do this the right way. So I would encourage it. Um, Also, just for those of y'all that hey, school ain't for y'all, don't mess with it. I get it. I get it. I'm not out here saying go to school, stay. All I'm saying is get the education needed and necessary for what you want to do. And I
So
fully support that, man.
so I never really tell too many people this, and I'm just gonna say it because I want, as far as like towards education, like people's education, because I was like this. So not because I wasn't like, people are probably gonna think I'm like probably dumb when I say this, or I got held back in the third grade, and I didn't graduate till I was about 19, and I was just trying to get the hell
Shit
out of
happens
high
to
school.
anybody.
Well, what I'm saying is because there's young kids out there who are probably very smart and like very they have their gifts. Maybe it's not
Yeah,
towards like what society portrays education. And I'm not saying kids don't know. Kids stay in school, go to college, get a degree, even though that's not coming from a person who doesn't have one, but aspires to eventually achieve that.
it's a good one.
That
Yeah, man.
yeah, to achieve one. Um,
Makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Because not everybody
it,
can fill out that Scantron, man. They got some brilliant souls out here. That's you know, sort of like you were just saying, graduating, there's no on time when it comes to that systematic situation that they call school these days. I've some of the most brilliant people I've ever met either I'm gonna say didn't finish. They went back and got things like GEDs and such. But I'm saying sometimes the traditional way ain't it ain't for everybody. So I respect everybody's situation, man. Matter of fact, I'm trying to think of I can't call his name right now. I'm only drawing a blank because I'm trying to record. If I wasn't recording, I remember like that. But there's a producer, man, and his ass got out of school in the ninth grade, and I don't think he ever went back. And it's not Jay-Z, it's not 50 Cent, it's somebody else on the underground level. Oh well. But anyway, I'm gonna let you finish your point because I'm gonna just draw blanks and just be talking. But
No,
yeah, go
you
ahead,
good.
man.
No, you good. No,
Yeah,
it's just I never really tried in high school. Not saying that I didn't try to make my grades good or nothing because, I didn't feel like my mom getting on my ass about that.
right. For real,
But,
that's what it is.
and not shout outs to my mom, I love her, but I I was doing that most just so I didn't have to keep getting them school calls. It was just boring and like I'm not gonna say I was the like, always the perfect student. I had my moments where like I was a little bit of a mischievous little butt, but as I got older, I kind of started to realize, like, you know what, like, I gotta find something outside of high school, because I almost didn't graduate only because I wasn't trying. I just
Wasn't
hated,
focused, yeah.
yeah, I wasn't focused because there was other things always catching my attention, and I always felt like there was something beyond just what everybody's basically what you just said earlier, what everybody's telling you to go get the degree, this and that. Like when I got out of high school, finally I had told my mom and even my sister because I wouldn't have gone to school and had some loans that I got to pay off in the future soon.
Word
If they would have just let me do what I wanted to, like what I was planning to do,
to
you
do.
know,
Yeah, bro.
because they had felt like they had to hold my hand so many times. Which yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my mom and sister they did help me out a lot, but I was always telling them y'all can stop. I'm getting older. But anyway,
Like I got it.
I
Yeah,
told
yeah, yeah.
I and there's nothing wrong with this. I was asking them like, let me go out. When I found MMA, especially because I had just started MMA, and then they were wanting me to telling me go to school, go to school. Like, can you just let me venture out in the world first, get a job, see what I like, and
See
then
what's happening. Yeah.
eventually, and then okay, well, as I get older and mature, then I'll get back to the educational part, which I'm doing now. It's just not everything goes as planned. Not everything goes the way you want. You can make it that way. So as long as whatever's in your power that you can control. But,
Yeah, there
you
you go.
just sometimes I guess everything that did happen the way is how it's showing me now, maturing me into the man that I am now and showing me how to reach out things, even if I don't have like all the resources most people might have, which basically, just sum it down is just dollar bills, y'all.
Man, preach. Preach. It's the truth, man. You can only control what you can control. And for all the other stuff that's out there that you can't control, how you navigate yourself is really what determines success. And you were doing a bang up job, bro. Take it from me. Cause I ain't much older than you, but I'm a little older than you, and I'm seeing cats just really just crush under the pressure of life. How I open the podcast is how I feel about it every day. Life be lifing, bro. Like, just frankly put, shit happens, bro. And to see how you can navigate yourself through and around some of that stuff, man, makes me proud. I'm gonna be looking out for you. Man, we've been on this thing almost 45 minutes. I said I wasn't gonna keep you long, and we've been rolling,
Oh,
bro. I've really been enjoying this, bro. I'm gonna wrap it up because
oh no,
we there's so
I
much
appreciate
more that we
it.
could talk about. But man, it's just you killing it, bro. I really appreciate your insight, man. Honestly, it's
I
very
appreciate
refreshing.
you. Can because I'm just my mom raised me to always even my grandparents, rest their
Yeah.
souls. They always told me to go, Mr. Mrs. Just uh, Mr. Earl or probably beat Black Earl. What do you like to be?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man, it's funny because I'm at that age now where it's like I hear Mister and I'm like, who they talking to? They talking to me? But it's even worse with the younger ones though, man. I'll be at the
Yeah.
stove. What's up, Unc? Got a dollar? Unc?
Yeah,
Unc?
I was
Like,
well,
damn.
see, I just made a post about that today. Nico is my pro. So yeah, let me put my Nico's my Facebook, at Swami Tsunami MMA is my Instagram, and same for my threads. Everybody check that out. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I just put a post today saying like, dear younger generation, I will be 31 this year. I am big bro. I won't be uncle until I reach my 40s. I'm just like, y'all gotta stop. Like
Hey, I love that. It's true. Yeah, call me bro. Call me big bro. But no, I don't mind, man. Look, I'm Black Earl, man. Here on out, I'm gonna come find you on them socials. Matter of fact, before I let you go, what you want to leave your fans, followers, and supporters with, man? What you just give them a little what to look forward to, and what do you want to say to them? And I'm gonna get you to plug your tags one more time so I can put a caption at the bottom. But yeah, man, what you got for them?
all I'm gonna say is that no matter what, and I'm not just saying this, no matter what in life that everybody, because right now as I speak, everybody's going through something, no matter how poor, middle class, or wealthy that person might be. Everybody's battling something. So just try to be nice. If you're having a good day, give somebody a hug as long as you know them, or if it was meant by God for you to shine a little bit of positivity on that person's day.
Yeah,
And no matter what, just to sum this all up, just don't stop what you're doing. Because the minute you stop, you'll never really find out what could have been.
do that. Preaching. I needed that one myself. And a couple of people close to me, I actually said the exact same thing. I say, man, never stop doing what you're doing. You might not see it affecting, it affects me. It puts a smile on my face. I love to see people prosper. Man, again, Nicko, thank you so much for your time on this thing, brother. I'ma definitely we're gonna repost those links. You want to shout it out one more time, man, so I can put it all at the end with the credits.
Yeah, so my Facebook is at it's Nicko Nicko. I didn't put my last name because I'm just weird like that.
Understood.
At Swami Tsunami is my Instagram name, and it's also the same for my Threads channel as well. Instagram just started some kind of like their own little Twitter with Threads, so I like it. It's my safe
Yeah, I do
haven.
too.
Everything is getting too just wild. We'll just say on the internet these days.
Man, X is exactly what it's in its namesake. Is X times three. That's all my Twitter feed is. So
I thought I was
Threads
the
is the
only
safe
one that
place.
said that. I was like, bro, this is turning into just pure nastiness. I'm tired of
Bruh,
this.
I just jumped on Twitter last year, man. Like I went the past 10 years with like no real Twitter. Like I had one and I just never played with it. I don't even know how to get into it. I think it might have even got suspended for some reason. I'm like, how the fuck? I wasn't even on it. But
Oh,
I got on X again. Oh, go ahead.
oh, just say this, young men and even women, change y'all algorithm. Whatever you like, change it. Cause this is what I did.
Yes.
I changed it everything to only MMA, fighting, MMA, gaming, and anything nerd that I like. Young men, stop
Sir.
with all the like. Look, young men, but stop with all the fantasizing with the girls you ain't gonna meet on there with the booty popping. And young women, don't get inspired by those women with the booty popping.
Do
Change your
not. Hey,
algorithm.
it's AI now. You can't even trust a lot of it's not even women no more, y'all. Everything is AI, bro. They just making fake pages, it's fake pictures, and you got dudes my age and older putting the little heart eyes underneath it. Man, stop all that, bro. I love what you
It's
said.
getting
Change your
it's getting
algorithm.
weird.
Follow this man and all of his endeavors on social media. Y'all already know where to see me at. Y'all can do the Earl Nelson page for Facebook. Instagram, TikTok still alive. TikTok, Black Girl underscore H.A.A.S. That's H.A.A.S. Hustle always ain't stopping. Uh, to say I got a TikTok, I'm never on TikTok. That's just crazy. YouTube page same. Black Girl with the H.A.A.S. Y'all know where to find me at, man. It's been a pleasure to be back in y'all's faces and back in y'all earlobes. Don't sleep on me, man. Yeah, that's all I got, y'all. So until then, man, keep it 101.